Hello and welcome, dearest. I'm Grandma Mimsy, and there were a lot of issues with this box, and I kind of got into a funk and had a whole lot of things happening. There were some events and things I needed to take care of that were not within my control, but I still had to participate in with and take care of some things. There were the various holidays and events that, well, sometimes that just takes it out of you, and there's just a whole lot going on worldwide, which takes it out of you. And does that help a little bit? Not much. I'll get it next time. I have another light that might help things. I burned myself a couple times. I reached into the oven and got a nice little one, so we had to wait a little while to do our nails and things because we didn't want acetone or anything getting near that. And in the process of burning this one and the reaction, I burned it here, so not as bad, but it was just one of those things where you reach in and you thought you had the pot holder in a certain way and it didn't, and I'm pushing the little wire rack thingy back into the oven after I pulled the items out, and next thing you know, oh, that was fun. So it's just been all these things, and then I'm not liking how that's there. We'll move that. So this is the mani that I did. I'm hoping that picks up well in the lighting. That we did with the flowers, and we did January flowers because, well, January is my birthday and we're going into January, so that's kind of how we did. This is the last box that we received I received in December 2023. So this is the recap, and it has the different flowers with the different months, some extra add-ons and bows and other items, and then there's the zodiological images for the different months and some extra sparkles and funness. The polishes that, see, sometimes stuff just doesn't go right. We weren't meaning to pull that out of the way, but there you go. So we had two lovely shades. That was Foxglove B500 and Willow is a B501, and I love the colors, and this is how they painted out, and this is 2 coats because it is very faint, and for all things that I do, part of my funk was I couldn't figure out a shade that I liked. The stamping is crisp and clear, and there I will go into my impressions and opinions of the plates after I go through the color shading, and I just couldn't quite, because you can see how faint these are. To me, they didn't quite show up. Here is very, very light. The Foxglove over the Willow, and I wanted to love these colors. I do love these colors. They're just, I can't find anything I had that would kind of stand out the way I wanted it to, because they're very sheer, which is, if that's what you're looking to do and want for something, these would be fantastic shades to do as a base color and do a very light coat. I just wanted something more that stood out, and I was having trouble finding it. As you can see, I was doing different versions to try and figure out what would work, and nothing was just grabbing me. Nothing was just feeling right. I mean, you can see them at an angle because they're metallic and they're beautiful, but straight on, there's no pop, there's no pizzazz, So I decided I really wanted to use Seaweed B477, and that is what the base color is that I did on the nail first. I did 2 coats of that. And then I did another coat of the smudge-free Mermaid B390. And that's where you get the little shimmer. And then, and like I said, and then I burned my finger, so I had to leave things for a little while of where I was. And the polish and the shimmer and the shine shade, back up, is that I did this and had the 2 coats and was waiting to do this over the top. And then, I don't know, I messed something up. Somewhere along the line in things, I got some smudges. I was like, okay, the next day we'll try and we'll do it again. Took everything off, started all over again. I got smudges. It was like every time I turned around, I was bumping something, or it had a bubble, or it was just, so it was like 3 or 4 days in a row. And after a while, you kind of go, you know what? I need to step away from this. And then I got a nice clean finish with the base colors. Everything was great. And then I burned my finger. So we're going to take a week. Okay, great. And then, like I said, the shimmer, because I was in the middle of the process of things. I didn't really want to top coat it yet. So it kind of faded. So now I put another layer of the seaweed and then another layer of the Mermaid top coat. And because I was going to top coat it with the Mermaid part, so it was like to put a clear on, it seemed like it would change things. And I didn't use these in my mani. I haven't found anything to use them with. These are going to kind of go off to the side because I don't think I'm going to be using them anytime soon. I love the colors. I really, really love the colors. And I'm sure at some point in time in the future, they're going to come in perfect for something. My shades always do. That's the one thing with the Maniology colors. They always, eventually, at some point, there's a plate or an image or something in creation that basically just kind of goes, hey, there we are, and found the perfect shade. So I ended up using a trio on the January flowers, and I kind of alternated the placement of where I put them, and that's these flowers here. So I kind of did them in some alternating fashions, and I used alternating colors, and this is Twinkle Toes B497. This came in the box of Joy. It's available now as a single purchase or as a trio of the other 2 shades, which is For Sure and Rudolph. And then Toy Soldier B227. This is Prana B397. The oh so favorite Celestial 239. I have trouble seeing that one. And Wolfish B223, and this is part of the collection that is Grimm's. I think it's Grimm's Nightfall. So those were the ones that I alternated on both nails in different orders. Kind of just went with what grabbed me at the moment that I was doing it. And I wanted to add some stars and whatnot and other things to it, but I think I'm done. I'm going to get done with this for just a little while, and we're going to stamp here to show you, and I'm going to save these because, like I said, at some point something will come to me. I'm going to stamp the blank images for you so you can see how they stamp. They do a fabulously lovely job. What shade am I going to use? I love Raven, but it's a little... Raven is B402, and it's got a little too much glitter for my mood. Cauldron B307. These are ones I tried with all the different... We'll try Acorn. B498 to see... I wanted something that is, I don't know, 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 I don't know dark for you can see. If all else fails, we'll do baddie. I just didn't want anything glittery because I wanted it to be seen on the paper, and I don't want to have to fight with cleaning the plates, because sometimes the it's hard when you get things that have a lot of glitter in it. No, that one's not going to show up. Oops. Back. I'm going to try these and see which ones work. Because we want you to be able to be able to see what I'm doing, both in I'll get these ones out of the way. To see the process of the stamping, as well as to see on the paper of the stamping, because sometimes I didn't think this would be in the way. I have a kind of a new setup and still trying to get and I had these to isolate because when you're stamping the images, they are really close together, and I'll show you in a minute. But I was using the individual pieces of the tape to just isolate away the flower that I wasn't going to use. And so here really quick is my thoughts on the plate. I absolutely love the etchings in that they are they're incredibly fine images in how they are etched, and you have, in doing the flowers, you get a nice crisp image. There's a lot of times I've gotten plates that, while I love the image, they're so small and so finely etched, and they're not deeply etched enough that you don't get a really crisp sharp image of what's on the plate. It's like you have to work at it, and certain polishes do not work with those images because, like I said, it's super finely kind of in the process of how it works. It takes a lot of work to get it to figure it out. Okay, great. These are, I guess, deeply enough. The images are fine enough that basically I got some really good crisp images. There's like one or two that was kind of faint, but it's okay because of where I was putting the placement of the flower. I didn't need the stem, so it's okay. And these are really easy to re-stamp over. It's like some images, if you mess up and you miss a part and you go to stamp over it, it's kind of tricky in how you line it up. These ones were easy to line up and worked really well in being able to, oh, one of them I missed, and let me go back and fix that. Oh, hey, that worked pretty good. So I'm going to try a smoke show and see how this lines up on here for you. So I do love the plates. I just have had enough frustrations, and there is that image there's the idea of, this is my zen. This is supposed to be tranquility. This is supposed to be something I enjoy doing that makes me happy. So in the process of doing that, if I'm getting frustrated with my art or with the process, time to you know, try something else that can make me happy, or, you know, go take a nap, go do something else and come back to it. So the only complaint I have is that, yes, it is so fine. They're hard to see, and they're so close to the edge that on these you have to, how do I do that? You have to, nope, talking too much, waited too long. You have to make sure that you're getting the not the edge. I don't know how to, it'll come to me in a minute. That when you stamp with this, no matter what color you're using, no matter how you're doing it, you have to be careful on the edge. You're either going to plan to just know that there's going to be an edge there and you're going to need something to isolate that off, or you're going to have to stamp in a way that it doesn't pick up. And sometimes that's not possible. Oh Lord, we are just dropping everything today. I don't know. I'm tired. I need a nap. I know that to be true. And the neighbors don't understand that, hey, everything is thin, and you know what you do out there gets heard on the inside. Please be kind. Please understand that when you are out and about, and I understand you are free to do whatever you want, but you, in a polite society, you should be considerate that your behaviors translate to others. See? Nope. I got a good pickup on that one. There you go. Please, hopefully. Nope. Oh, give me time to fix this one. And they come out, I like them to be situated in there a certain way, and sometimes they get all whatever. Almost had it. That was February. And I will newly have for you, my next video upcoming is the January box. Will be very soon. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so Acorn came in a box several months ago, and it came with the gnomes, and I love the gnomes. I loved everything about the plates. I loved the shades of the colors. I just didn't like the way the formulas worked. It was one of those things that I seriously had issues. I don't know what, but it was like, for the last several months, I dropped the bottles, Acorn, I got spilled all over me, over one of my shirts, and it shows, and it won't wash out. Yeah, it was just kind of one of those things that we were mad at Acorn. But for this one, it's actually working. And yes, on the Nomi ones, I like the plate. I liked how a lot of the things but it was one of those plates that I was referring to. The way it was etched, that an acorn, it didn't like it. I couldn't get clear images, and I never really came back and did anything more with it because I got frustrated. And then other things showed up that it was kind of like there were a lot of things happening all at once, and I kind of went, you know what, we'll just kind of go with what we're doing. And one of these days, we'll go back to the Nomis and figure out something else we can do them with, because there's sunflowers and all kinds of little Nomi house things. And I really like the plates. I just wasn't feeling it. So, and these ones, like I said, I was able to get them to work fairly well, but you have to work quickly. And my biggest suggestion is that you can never have enough stampers for doing the stamping process. And this one, depending on the style that you're going to do, if you're going to use a lot of these flowers on one finger or in your mani, I would suggest figuring out which ones you wanted to use, figuring out the placement of where you're going to put things, and having it assembly line steam lined up so that as you go through, you can just stamp and isolate away the parts that you're not going to use, and just have that stamper have those images on it waiting for you to be completely ready to go with all of them before you start trying to put things on your finger, because these are so fine and so thin. There's not a whole lot of room for error in that. If what you are doing is a lot of images over it, because like I said, they're really close together, and it's not like you can just, put them on your nail unless that's the way you want it. And if that's the way you want it, then don't listen to me. I'm just saying, this is a fun plate. If you are a subscriber and didn't get this plate, I highly recommend getting it. If you are not a subscriber and you want to sign up to subscribe, go ahead. If they have any left, you can get them. This is one of the ones I will highly recommend that you go to the past subscription plate section and get them before they sell out. And that's the thing. On these plates, they are not available to the general public. You have to be a subscriber to get the plates. Once the plates are issued in the month, you get them for the month they ship out. That for the current month. So basically, I'm gonna start with Halloween, because that's the fun month. That's the month that everybody likes a lot, and they are incredibly popular. You will get the box that would arrive for October in the month of September. And so it would ship out with the order shipment. Most people get their order ships on the first of the month. Unless you'd like it to ship on a different date, you can have it ship as early as the 25th of the previous month. So for the September box for me, arrive, because I have mine going out on the 25th, ships out on the August 25th. September. Yeah, ships out August 25th. So that I pretty much have it by September 1st. And then, so you can have your box ship out anytime from the 25th going forward, and then the next month's box will ship out, will transition on the 23rd. So up until the 22nd. The 22nd is the last day to get the current month of that box. And then they transition over to the next box. So what would be the September box, like I said, for me, ships out August 25th. And then but if you're just going with the standard shipping on that, when it arrives and it processes on the 1st, they have a lot that will process. So you'll probably get yours somewhere around the 15th or the 20th of September, because it takes them a couple of days, and then it takes the mail a couple of days. So you're looking at maybe 1.5 weeks. You'll get it, depending on the deliveries, because they don't deliver on Sunday. So there's all these other variables in it, that you will get your box somewhere towards the middle of September. That way you have it for the whole month between September and October to figure out what you're going to do for your Halloween Mani. The same thing then goes. The November box ships out in October. The December box ships out in November, and the January box ships out in December. I hope I said that right. I hope that makes sense. And so, and it just continues on. So the January box is what you would get in February. So at this point, excuse me, this is the box that was received in I gotta think for a minute. In November. It was shipped for November to be received in December. So this is the last box of 2023. And then the next box that I will have for you very, very soon is the box that shipped out just recently for the month of January. And I try to put these in order, but I have completely messed that up in the sequence of how I was putting these on the cards. It's a sequence, and sometimes the brain goes, hey, I know exactly what to do, and then the next minute it's like, it's right there. Where'd I lose it at? See what I mean? I get the acorn is one of the ones that it ends up everywhere. And so I think I got everything on that plate. And then we'll do this one. And throw that one away. I'll flip that one over there. And then we will, I think that's how I'm going to do it. So this is not the greatest of stamping. Like I said, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I was trying to do this earlier, but I was waiting on deliveries, and then the deliveries just didn't show up, and I figured, well, you know what, at this point, it's not going to come till later, so we'll just go ahead and get this done. And I was, like I said, waiting because I thought the delivery would show up. I actually had several deliveries, and I didn't want to leave the house because one of them comes to the apartment and the other ones go to the office, partly because of the carriers, the way they're done. And so I was afraid to leave to go get the one because the other one was on its way and I could just see it getting delivered and me not be here. So I was waiting And then it just kind of kept going, nope, not here yet. Nope, not here yet. So I guess the person went to lunch, which is kind of what they do. They get to a certain point in the afternoon and I'm okay with that. I understand. It's just when you are waiting for them to show up, it's kind of frustrating. Everybody knows. Waiting for the cable guy, the phone guy, the whoever person. Yeah. Hopefully my stamper will be big enough and I can fit that one in. Yay! It worked. See? The edges. You gotta be real careful on those edges. Otherwise, you will mess it up because you will get it on your nail. If you're not watching how that processes. Oh, see? And there I go, I messed it up. Yep. I wish I had a way to stamp that whole area all at once. And I just realized I had this all kind of going so that hopefully you could see what I was doing, and my hand in the way, you can't see what I'm doing. We will have to adjust for that next time. And I really love these extra images on this corner panel. I just did the quick mani of working with things with the flowers. I didn't even try this plate. I just tried the other plate. And so being that this is more astrological, this will be something we can use year round, and we will definitely be playing with this some more because I like, there's the crystals and the flowers and the butterflies, flowers, and all the stars. And then you have the different zodiac signs with the names. And yeah, and then on these plates, I didn't stamp really well for you to see, but there is the name of the month that is very tiny. So if you really just wanted to go through on your fingers and stamp the months and just have one of those basic manis that you found a polish that you wanted to wear, because it was pretty, and you found a contrasting image that you could work with the months and just kind of go in there and go, hey, here, it's the months on my hands. I have the whole year in my hands. Yeah. When we're tired, we don't crack very good jokes. Anyway, so I hope you saw the images and that these worked well for you to be able to see how beautifully these do stamp when you're taking care and paying attention to what you're doing and not trying to talk and film and chew bubble gum. I'm not chewing bubble gum, but it kind of goes with the whole thing. I really did like this plate set. I really did like the polish that came with it. I just didn't like them together. Anyway, and I don't know if getting a better angle or image. I liked how it sparkled out. It looked really, really pretty for flowers with the what color did we call that? Seaweed? How did I just lose it? I'm losing my mind and my polish and my goodies. No, I don't have dementia. I'm just overwhelmed and frustrated sometimes. It was right here. Oh, because I put them out of my way. That's, sometimes too efficient. That's what it was. Okay, so seaweed, again, is B477, and it has this peach color to it, but it catches the light. It picks up some serious pinks and blues and purples. It's beautiful. And then the same thing with the mermaid. It kind of does has the glitters and the shimmers, and it does its own little picking up, so they kind of went really well together on top of each other, and they look so nice together. Yeah, that's a combination I'm gonna do a lot of, because it's fun and pretty, just to be able to, hey, I need to change out a color and I really don't want to work in anything. That's just a standard kind of, let me go do. Anywho, I gotta clean up my mess after showing you all the stuff that I just showed you, and hold please. Okay, hopefully I'm back. Yeah, no, the little one, he's just not happy, and he cries all the time. I feel bad for the mom, because my kids didn't cry that much, but okay. And then he gets yelled at, and he gets picked on, and then, and that kind of stuff stresses me out. It's anxiety. Luckily, it's just a couple times during the day. Anywho, thank you for watching. Please be kind, because you never know what somebody might be going through. Like me, having an anxiety attack because other people are, not handling stuff. Anyway, and find your zen. We're going into 2024. This is going to be a dragon year if you are into any kind of Chinese zodiac. So look that up. That will be happening the end of January, early February. I know the date, but I forgot. I didn't write it down to be able to go into it. And dragon years are, if you're not a dragon, and I am, if you're not a dragon, it's going to be a great year. But it's going to be, dragons are protective, but they're also kind of, you've heard the term fire breathing. So there's a lot of energy and intensity to that. And then, being that it's my year, it's kind of like punishment. I don't know. The stars go, you know what? It's your year, so do your penance. So, got to keep my head down. So we're kind of, following along on how things go. But, and if you don't believe in any of that stuff, then, just know it's a new year. And New Year's resolutions, I think, really get people kind of amped up and wound up to accomplish some things. And then because of who you are and the circumstances that you are, sometimes I think it's an unrealistic expectation. That's why so many gyms and weight loss programs love you because you're all excited to do this and you're really, buying into it, both figuratively and, actually with real dollars. And then somewhere along the line, February or March comes through and you have lost your resolve because you are hitting your head against the brick wall because it's not working for you. Yeah. And then you kind of just keep getting things until you go, you know what, I need to cancel that 6 months later. So they love you for it. Don't buy into the hype. Make changes gradually. We don't do things overnight. We're not instant. We're not instant coffee. And instant coffee doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste good as something that you brewed in a real coffee maker. It doesn't, which tastes less good as something that you did in a French press or something else that's, an espresso, not expresso. It's an espresso. The more elaborate that you get into, the better tasting coffee process. Learn how to make coffee. You will love it. So much better. And tea the same way. Don't do these instant things. That's why I love my teas, that they have such flavor, and it's like that warm, cozy blanket. That's my comfort. I love mashed potatoes and macaroni and all that stuff that people do, but that's my enjoyment for my dinner. That's not something that I use to comfort me. Hot cocoa and a nice cuppa and some tea or coffee. Yeah. Sit there with a book and just or come do your nails, because let it be your zen. Let it be something that you do for yourself. In the process of doing it helps you to feel at peace, your calm, enjoyment. And then when you get done, you go, hey, look at my beautiful nails. Of course, so I don't have to go, hey, look at my beautiful nails. People notice. Partly because of the length, and partly because, the images. And then, yeah, I did that. And they're like, wow. Yeah. Come join the Maniology family and do your nails. And if I'd like to be able to do lives, but I don't have a partner with which that can do the monitoring of the wordings. So the most I can do is the premieres, where I can be there while you're watching it and it's coming out live. So if people are interested in doing that, I can do more of those in the future. But if you want to have a live and do a polish with me, it'll be a little clunky as I try to figure out who's saying what. But let me know, because I know that to some degree the holidays and the special days, and whichever ones that those apply to you, sometimes not having people to celebrate that with can be very sad and lonely feeling and isolating, if that's your situation. And because of Hubster's work schedule and where he works and things, sometimes for a lot of our years together, and in our relationship, started off with not being able to spend, because he worked nights, and I had to be okay with that he would go to work to be there at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, wouldn't get done until 8 o'clock in the morning. So there were a lot of years we didn't get to spend those holidays together, because even though technically he was going to work for the night shift, he still had to go to sleep during that time that most people would be having that celebration or that dinner or whatever the case. So our relationship kind of took that left turn, and for me it wasn't an issue or a problem, but so it was always nice to have those that I could spend time with and do things with during those times, so to not feel quite so alone. And when you don't, and there were times I didn't, it can be very lonely, depending on how things go. So I guess the question is if there are those of you out there, words are hard, who would like to have more of a live interaction coming into 2024 during special times or days, when you don't have others to celebrate that with or to be a part of a group, let me know. Put those things in the comments. If you want to talk about TV shows or something else, movies and things going on that are not too argumentative, because I'm trying to stay calm and stay away from all the things that would otherwise upset me, then let me know in the comments. We are going into a brand new year of 2024, and we can adjust as this Ohana extension of Maniology family. And I appreciate all of my subscribers and followers and those who join in to see me fail. And I say that and I laugh about it because one of the videos I did that was a really short video was an explanation, because I regularly have long fingernails and I wanted to put something up that said, hey, I broke a nail and I'm cutting them all off because I just don't have it in me to fight with trying to rebuild it or fix it, because it wasn't working. And I did try several times and I couldn't get it to work. And well, there you go. So we're just going to cut it off and we're going to start fresh. And we're now back to having almost the same full lengths. Quick explanation. I chipped this one and I don't even know how I did it, but I chipped it way back here and it went all the way across. And I figured out how to fix it and it looked perfect. No one knew I had it, and I had it that way for months and months and months. And then after I broke this one, yes, I was in the process of cooking and I had one of those flip top spice thingies. And I usually have a device that I would open those up with, and it wasn't working. And I went to go push it back under and it completely took the nail and just went yank, and it took the whole thing off. And I was like, oh, you know what? And then right after that, this one had that issue where it was broke, and I had repaired it and the repair part was coming undone. And so I just kind of went, you know what? I'm just done with fighting them. They are growing back as quickly as they possibly can. But unless I'm pointing it out, most of the time people wouldn't notice because they're all pretty much close enough in length. So we just keep doing the things we can. I file a little bit extra on these ones so that I get them kind of straight and narrow, and then they're kind of getting smaller as these ones are growing, and eventually they'll all be the same, or at least as close as nails can possibly be the same. But so I appreciate you following and joining and being along. Adding to my subscriber situation really does help the situation for me and my channel. I hate having to ask for these things, but please do subscribe because it makes my channel better in all the stuff that it's sending me in the back, that then more people get to see my videos, because that happy word algorithm goes, oh, more people are subscribing, so we'll share it to more people. And we got to make this, please be kind and family of self-care and nail art. And for me, it's art therapy. That's my joke and my story, and I'm sticking with it. We got to spread that out, because there's just way too much going on out there that if we don't, from the big people down to the little people, make some shifts, it isn't going to get any better. It's just going to be. We got to stay off the subjects. So we got to be kind. We got to be nice. We got to be empathetic and take care of each other, because if we don't take care of each other, now there's not going to be anybody there to take care of us. Because, when we get older, if we don't take care of the younger ones when we're able to, when we get older, the younger ones won't be there to take care of us. So it kind of comes full circle. Yeah, back to the Lion King. Yes, the kids watch that indefinitely. The VCR tape broke. Anywho, have a wonderful year. I hope everyone had the most, the best celebration for whatever holidays applies to you. That your New Year's was safe and happy, and that this 2024 year will be the best year you've had. That abundance and happiness and joy and all the things that you need to be happy is easily accessible to you. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.